Howdy folks, and welcome to the video on the Tier 6 Tech Tree Pan-Asian Cruiser, the Rahmat. I am delighted to bring you this game because I think it's a reasonable good example of how the Rahmat plays, and I think I'm going to play relatively well and do some good damage, get a couple kills, but I am not the hero of this game. There is going to be a hero, and it is not me. And it's a great reminder of what's important in World of Warships, other than, of course, having fun. But I mean, what's important in terms of winning the game. It's a reminder of what I always say, which is World of Warships is not a game where you win by killing the enemy ships. That is not how you win in World of Warships. Of course, killing enemy ships is great for lots of reasons, among them that it's worth points and you can win the game by sinking all of the ships on the enemy team, and that often does happen. But if you forget that World of Warships is not primarily a game about winning by sinking enemy ships, then you will lose some games. Maybe not very many games, but I would say enough of a percentage to take you from an okay player to a really great player. Like 4 to 5% of games come down to something involving points or cap zones. And you probably get a hint of what's coming because this is a standard game, which means there's only one zone to cap. And if you cap it, you just instantly win the game. It doesn't matter if you have only one ship and it has one hit point, you win the game. Even if you had 1 point and the enemy had 999 points, you just win the game. It's like, what's that sport, the made-up sport in Harry Potter, where you capture no, it's Quidditch is the game. The golden snitch, right? Somebody on YouTube once said that it was like if you played a game of an American sport like hockey, but also there was a game of chess being played in the parking lot, and if somebody won the game of chess, then no matter what happened in the hockey game, that team just immediately won, which I think is a good analogy. Anyway, this is not a video about chess or Quidditch. This is a video about the Rahmat. So when I saw the Rahmat, I knew what I had to do, which is, and I know it sucks, but you just have to play it as an HE spammer. The one thing I could see utilizing was the 10% fire chance if fully spec'd, which I did. I added the fire chance skill. And that's nice because you get 10 shells every 7 seconds, which means with a 10% fire chance, you're pretty good at starting fires. You're not terribly great at a lot else. You do have smokes, which is amazing for a tier 6 cruiser, and you're relatively nimble, but you're slow to accelerate, slow top speed. You have weak armor, like all tier 6 cruisers. The shells have very bad pen. The AP is borderline useless. You do have these weird, I shouldn't say weird, I mean, they're good. You have these interesting, still somewhat defensive, but maybe occasionally you can hit things with them, torpedoes, which go to 9.5 kilometers and are deep water torpedoes, but they're the good kind where the only thing you can't hit is destroyers. And honestly, that's fine because since they're defensive, they're mostly for people rushing you, and a destroyer is not going to rush you. And if they do, they're making a terrible mistake because the one kind of ship that you actually are going to have pretty good luck with with these guns is destroyers, because the pen is low, but the DPM is pretty high. So yeah, I mean, like it or not, what the Rahmat winds up being is a ship that has to just sit behind islands or use its smoke and just farm on cruisers and battleships. And the problem with that for the Rahmat is that the range on the guns isn't very good. It's only 13.5 kilometers, which even at tier 6 is just not good enough for the role that the Rahmat wants to play. And that's an issue because you can't take range mod at this tier. It's not available. So there's just going to be a lot of situations where I wish I could just hang out and farm. Even like 15 kilometers would be super helpful. Great move by this Mayhan, by the way. Completely full rack of torpedoes on this guy. Unfortunately, he goes dark, but I did set a fire. Yeah, the shells on this they're not good. But if you can start a lot of fires, you can get some damage in. We'll see. I've only got 2 fires so far and only 15,000 damage. I think I'm going to do a little better than that. But in many ways, me and the Rahmat is not the main point of this game. Although you're getting a good sense of what the Rahmat is like. I am going to... This is the ideal scenario, right? Tier 5 battleship pushing into me, 6.2 kilometers range. I'm in my smoke. This is awesome. You know, this is like peak Rahmat, right? Peak HE spamming cruiser. There, I lit a fire. I think I'm going to light another one here in a minute. Yep, there we go. He doesn't seem to have a DCP. So let's see if we can sink him, right? We're up to 22,000 damage. Starting to get more respectable for a tier 6 cruiser. But yeah, this is just what I need to do. I need to sit here behind this island. You can't completely trust smokes, of course. We've covered that many times. There's lots of reasons why, not the least of which is because they expire. And then you're just hung out to dry if you don't have a plan. My plan is this giant rock next to me. This map is particularly good for cruisers. There's a lot of places to hide. The shells here are super floaty. I don't think the Rahmat is a particularly great ship. I think it's workable. I don't think it's awful, but you know, I would much rather be in something like the Atlanta or even the Flint. Now, granted, those are tier 7s. I get that, but even for tier 6, this is not a ship I think I'll be playing frequently. The only gimmick here really is the deep water torpedoes, and they're just not. They're not worth it. I am gonna try to use the heck out of them though on this Zara that's rushing me. That's my main defensive option here. I'm gonna wait for them to reload. I'm gonna advance just far enough so I can launch the torpedoes at him. Spoiler alert, I am not gonna hit the torpedoes, but you know, you do what you can, right? The advantage of deep water torpedoes, I don't. This is a cowardly move. I don't trust the Rahmat. I'm not sure I can win this fight. The Zara has some really excellent guns for cruisers, as SAP for those that don't know, and I just got spooked. I was like, I don't know. Maybe that's wrong of me, especially because we're losing. Speaking of losing, can anybody tell what the red team has done wrong? Any clues? Any clues? Leave your comments below. Don't cheat. Don't watch the rest of the video. Can anybody tell what's gone wrong for the red team? They have literally twice as many ships as we do. What's the problem here? What would you do if you were the red team? Well, I can tell you what I'm going to do as the Rahmat, which is I'm going to try to sink that Zara and not get sunk myself. Those two collide with each other, which is hilarious. It's probably a good move on the Cachalot's part. You know, as they say, you always have one torpedo left. The joke, of course, being that your ship is the final torpedo. Another fire. Just kind of spamming those torpedoes out. Yeah, it's a little sad that I'm full health, but I just don't trust myself against this Zara. I don't know this ship very well, and I know the Zara can absolutely eviscerate cruisers. Debating here where to launch these torpedoes. I think he's going to turn in, but just a little bit. There's no point in not firing the guns. I mean, this ship is too slow to get away. And yep, there we go. That's what I was afraid of. It's just sap, man. It's so good, especially against ships just like this one, just like the Rahmat. Oh, I hit something over there. Amazing. And I hit him. Maybe I can do this. Can I do it? Can I pull through with the Rahmat? I mean, of course, we can't win the game by sinking ships, right? Look how many people are chasing me. 1, 2, at least 3 of the enemy ships are just flat out chasing me. Of course, you could also say they're trying to get into the cap, which is, I think, what the Zara is doing. but they're also chasing me. And I've managed to go dark. Have you figured out yet what the red team is doing wrong? And what do you think are my chances against the Zara? Can I get him? I lit a fire. He doesn't seem to have a DCP. Am I going to get him? Hey, 2 kills, 71,000 damage. But we're still going to lose the game, right? Does anybody hear that weird horn in the background? I'm teasing you, of course. You've probably figured it out by now. There's a Chios on our team who just basically circled that entire flank, which we won, and he's now in the enemy base, and they can't do anything about it. They can't do anything about it. And he's in a battleship. Like, genius. Pure genius. I think this is the first time I'm going to compliment somebody live on the video. I usually try not to do too much of that kind of thing because I don't want it saved for posterity. But how can you not compliment that Chios? I mean, he single-handedly won the game, right? We were 2 against 4. There was no way. I mean, we had nowhere near enough points. I'm top of table, which is an absolute crying shame because it absolutely should be that Chios. Anyway, the Quidditch game won. The Golden Snitch captured. See you guys in the next video.